Hawks fan? It's your boy Demond back in the building, man. We Talk Hawks TV, we Talk Hawks Daily. Doing the morning show, man. Tapping in with all my Hawks fans, Once again, we're trying this morning show thing, especially for our fans who couldn't, our fellow Hawk fans who can't get to the post game lives, be either due to, family, work, whatever. But and this gives me a chance to talk about the game when with with me calm down. Uh, Um last night, if you saw the post game live, salute to everybody in the chat. Let me drop the link just in case anybody want to come up here. Remember this channel, We Talk Hawks TV, We Talk Hawks Daily. This is a fan channel. It's for the fans, by the fans. This channel's nothing without all of us. You feel me? That's why that's why I dropped that link. I know it's very few places that we as Hawks fans can talk Atlanta Hawk basketball. So if you got something to say, hey, just follow the link. Come on up here, man. Be heard. Get your voice out there. But now that I'm calm and I'm relaxed, let me go ahead and speak about what I saw last night, man. And if you've been following this channel for a minute, what I'm about to say is nothing new. You've heard me say it plenty of times before, guys. The Atlanta Hawks, and I'm telling you, ever since Bud has left, the Atlanta Hawks, for some reason, we just cannot put together a full 48 minutes of basketball, guys. We cannot put together full 48 minutes of basketball, no matter who the coach is. You saw last night another fourth quarter collapse. I forgot who told me, man, but I forgot. We got at least, between 5 to 10 losses where we had the lead in the fourth quarter and we blew the game. Regardless of how we lost it, we lost it. When you catch me on a post-game live, I'm emotional, I'm mad. And at those points, I'll point out and I'll blame the whole loss on one player, okay? Or I'll blame it on a coach. But, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. It take a team to trick off these games like we do. It takes a team to trick off the games like we do, okay? I'm going to tell you something. Like with Trey Young last night, I'm at the point watching Trey Young play, I'm at the point to where, I just want Trey. I wish he had more of and it's probably due to, him being undersized, but as an NBA player, I wish he had more of a LeBron mentality and not a Kobe mentality when it comes to, leading the team. One thing about LeBron that I always respect about LeBron is that he will make the right basketball play. Regardless if he gets the shine or not, he'll make the right basketball play. And sometimes I wish Trey Young would say, let me make the right play. I know this guy right here is cooking. I do want the glory of, shutting people up, but I can also shut people up by what? By winning the game. At the end of the day, if you win the game, it's nothing no one can say. You could shoot, Trey can go out here and he could shoot 4 for 50. But if we win the game, no one cares. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this, guys? No one cares, right? But if you go and drop 50, like he did in Portland last year, and we lose, no one want to hear that he scored 50. No one want to hear that. Because if he scored 50, you don't get, that's a loss. It's at the end of the day, it's a loss. But guess what? That's when people talk shit. But guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now, if Trey Young came out here right now, right? If Trey came out here, and I'm just being hypothetical, if he came out here and averaged, just say he averaged like 19 points, 12 assists, some old school Isaiah numbers. That's the old school Stockton numbers. But we was winning 60 games a year. You don't think he's an MVP? He's not all in this MVP discussion? Because, and I say that because of this. What I'm observing is this. A lot of, and I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm 46 years old. Okay. I'm 46 years old, bro. I don't the days of caring if our player makes an all-star game, to me, I don't care about none of that stuff no more. As a kid, when I was a youngster, yeah, we got somebody in the all-star game to rep. I don't care about that no more. Because I don't know how y'all do now. But when I was a kid going to school and we talking sports, we talked about your team had to win championships. That's the first thing they say. How many championships y'all got? None. Then why are you over here in this discussion? Okay. I can't go over there and be like, well, my guy's an all-star. They're gonna be like, who cares? You see where I'm going? But what I've noticed is with a lot of our younger fans, and I could tell that a lot of our younger fans, they're really Trey Young fans. And when I say that, I mean they just really started following the Hawks because of Trey Young. And I have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with that. But the issue is this. Okay. What separates me from a lot of younger fans is I'm about wins and losses. That's what I'm about. I said it before. I probably said it up here tons of times. I'm going to say it again just so people understand. I only care about wins and losses. I don't care about MVPs. I don't care about all-star games. I don't care about none of I don't care if you got the number one selling jersey. I don't care about none of that. I care about wins and losses. Because let me tell you something, guys. Hawks fans, especially my younger Hawks fans, you want to know why when they do that NBA top 50, why Dominique Wilkins is not up there, even though he should be? You know why he not up there? Because he don't have a championship. That's it. If he had one championship, he would be top 50 automatically. But then you wonder why they put people like Scottie Pippen, who was not a better player than Dominique Wilkins. He just happened to play with the GOAT of basketball. You wonder why Scottie Pippen over Dominique, because Scottie Pippen got 6 championships. That's why. Regardless how he got them or who he was playing with, right? He has those championships. No one cares how many MVPs you got when it comes to being this. Guys, listen to me. When you hear the LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill, when you hear those GOAT comparisons, what's the first thing they talk about? Championships. They don't talk about how many MVPs or all-stars they got. They don't talk about none of that. Championships. We need championships, wins. And I'm going to tell you something else, Hawk fans. I'm going to bring my boy Jordan and my guy Foot on. I'm going to tell you something else. Right? I'm on Hawks Twitter. I went on Hawks Twitter tonight. I mean, this morning, it was quiet as a mouse on that motherfucker this morning. Quiet. Any other day, if Nate McMillan was still the coach and we lost that game last night, Hawks Twitter be fired up right now. It'd be fired up. Nate did do that. How come Nate didn't put in this dude? How come Nate didn't do this? And what I've been trying to tell y'all this whole time, it's not the freaking coach. Okay? It's not the coach, guys. The coach doesn't shoot the basketball. Let me change that. It's not all on the coach. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and say coaching don't matter, because I know that's what people are going to say. Well, you say it's not all on Nate McMillan. But on Hawks Twitter and some people in here, That's all y'all continue to blame was Nate McMillan. Well, now Joe Prunty, okay, 2 games in a row, everybody was living a high life. We signed Quinn, everybody celebrating, yay! And then we come out and do what? We play. I'm gonna tell you what I saw last night. Let me tell you what I call it: regular Hawks basketball. That's what we saw. Let's be honest, bro. This ain't the first time we done tricked off a fourth quarter lead. It ain't the first time. But guess what? Your fall guy not here to put all the blame on. So on Hawks Twitter and even up here last night, I seen some of y'all faces. You had no excuses. I know it was so hard for y'all to say, man, Trey fucked up that fourth quarter. He fucked up those possessions. I didn't hear no complaints about who was on the floor when we needed a 3. Because I'm wondering how come Bogey's not out there and he was cooking. But if Nate was the coach, that's all we would have heard. I didn't hear no complaints about why they didn't play Jalen Johnson last night. Like I told you, I've been trying to tell y'all, when you watch Jalen Johnson, I can't remember some other people who saw the same thing and who was agreeing with me. Jalen Johnson, when he get on the court, the dude look lost, bro. He don't look like, but he don't, let me change it like this. I don't want to say that. He doesn't look as confident as he should be. Okay? And I told y'all, Nate, it's a reason why he ain't playing, because the dude too talented. Y'all told me because Nate don't know what he doing. Well, guess what? That Nets game, Jalen Johnson played that 5 minutes in the first half. Guess what? He didn't play none in the second half of the Brooklyn game. And who was the coach? Joe Prunty. Last night, he ain't played no minutes. None. Who was the coach? Prunty and Quinn. So, I mean, let's be real here. This is the players. Now we could say the roster's not built good, but at the end of the day, guys, it comes down to the players. Comes down to the players. The players have to execute. The players have to stay engaged. The players, they have to get better, especially mentally. Because let's be honest, bro, we almost tricked off the Brooklyn game because Bogey Bogdanovich, for some reason, Bogey thought we up 3, but I'm gonna leave my man at the 3-point line to go stop a dude to score a layup for 2. Like, why would you think that? That shows me he has no situational awareness of what was going on at the time. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you like this. And now let me say this, because I know when I say stuff, I gotta clarify, because some people like to take my words and just run with half-ass stuff. I'm not saying this loss is on one person. I'm not saying this is Dan Quinn. This is Quinn Snyder's fault. What I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, the team folded. Okay. And let me say this real quick before I bring on the homies. The thing about DeJounte Murray, okay, let's be real here. Because see, I see people like to add shit and move the goalpost. Let's keep it a buck. DeJounte Murray is a good defender. Okay. Good defender. He ain't no all. Let me look. I don't think he made an all NBA defensive team. Neither has Hunter. So I don't know why people want to try to hold them to a level they haven't even attained yet in the NBA. They have not attained no all NBA level. So you really but y'all really surprised that Bradley Beal, who is an all NBA player, who been balling in the league, he gotta be at 10 years almost in the league. And y'all shocked that he went for 30 plus last night. And then y'all sit here and say, well, he suckers. They should have put Hunter on him. Do you really believe Hunter was going to stop Bradley Beal? Let's think about that. Because sometimes I don't think some of the fans think about shit. I think some of us, we just say shit just to say it. Do you really think Hunter was going to stop Bradley Beal? Because if you thought that, maybe you should be the coach. Because I'm sure they was on the sideline saying, hey, coach, maybe we should put Hunter on Beal. And I'm sure somebody probably was like, it don't matter. You really think Quinn and Prunty didn't like, man, he's cooking us tonight. Maybe we should put Hunter on him. You don't think that crossed both those coaches' mind? Because my question is, if it did, I think it crossed their mind. But the question is, why didn't they do it? Why didn't they do it? But you know, like I tell y'all, man, listen. Hey, I'm just a fan. I ain't no basketball. I ain't a basketball coach. I don't coach. I'm just a fan. I'm just a lifelong fan of the team. Okay. But what I saw last night was typical Hawks basketball. Typical Hawks basketball. Okay. And my boy Ron made a good point. The problem with fans is they're Hawk fans and they're Trey fans. Trey fans don't care if we win. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. And you can see that on Twitter. You can see, do you believe, my bad guy, I'm gonna bring y'all on Jordan and Flood. I just want to get all this out, man. Y'all know I'll be running my mouth. Do you believe it's some people on Twitter, right? That said, hey, I don't care about the season. It is what it is. You know what? If we was rebuilding, okay. But like I replied to the dude, man, I said, bro, we paying Trey $200 million. You're paying Collins $125 million. You're paying Dre Hunter $100 million. We traded 3 first-round picks and a pick swap to get DeJounte Murray. And you telling me throw away a season? We fired the coach. Well, I'm not going to say that. The coach quit in January. We finally replaced him, giving Quinn Snyder, I think he got a 5-year deal, $8 million. And y'all, and they talk, and the rest of the season is what it is. Bro, I don't like, bro. To me, that's a terrible mentality to have, man. Terrible mentality to have. Okay. And like I said, man, another bad thing about that loss last night, the Wizards was missing a full-blown starter. Porzingis didn't even play last night. So we lost to I'm not gonna say depleted, but bro, we can't go out there with all our guys and lose to a Wizards team without a starter. Come on, guys. Y'all not looking at this stuff? This is not concerning to y'all. But I understand, man. Now that your fall guy, Nate McMillan, is no longer here to blame, it's crickets. Even though some of y'all try to put it on DeJounte Murray. And I'm like, bro, nobody was stopping Brad. Nobody on this team could guard Bradley Beal one-on-one and contain him. Okay. Nobody, not on this team. Okay. But I mean, at the end of the day, all I can say is, you know, he went out there and tried, bro. I mean, when you're going to get some, and that's why y'all hear me say we should have traded for, and that's why I know Jordan heard me say this before. That's why I say we need to trade for all NBA players. What you saw last night between Bradley Beal and DeJounte Murray is the difference of Beal, an all NBA player, DeJounte, an up and coming good player. That's the difference you saw. It's a that's why I always said it. All trade for all. I didn't say trade for a score. I said I want to play who he got to be an all. If you're gonna trade 3 picks and a pick swap and all this mumbo jumbo, you go get somebody who is an all NBA player, and that's the type of results you're gonna get. Because all NBA players step up when it matters. Let's be real. I can even switch it. Last night, Trey Young. Who they had on Trey? What's the dude who was with us? Y'all know who I'm talking. DeLon Wright, Trey Young, an All NBA player, versus DeLon Wright, an average NBA player. Okay. Let me bring on the homeboys, man. What up, Jordan? What's up, Foot? How y'all doing this morning, my guys?
What's happening, man?
Y'all can see I'm much relaxed and calmer now than I was. I was on one last night. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like, bro, y'all should have seen my face, man. Listen, with about 5 minutes left, Jordan Foot, bro, I'm not even paying attention. I'm like, oh yeah, we got this. We just got to.
I turned it off.
I thought, them last couple. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna trade some baskets back and forth, but we should.
Out of nowhere,
the tie game. The other night when you asked everybody expectations.
Yeah.
Remember I said what? None. Right? Don't start drinking that Kool-Aid again now. You already know. I'm gonna say it again, and you just hit on that point. As constructed, we ain't it. This ain't it. We need an all NBA player. I've said that in so many words. We're not gonna win anything like this. I'd rather us, to be honest with you, we need to be in win now mode at the end of this season. Right?
Yeah.
I'm trading a whole bunch of folks. Pretty much everybody, except a couple of people on the is open for trade. Because we're not it. We need a Bradley Beal. When this whole thing came up early in the season about Bradley, possibly, I said we need to get him. That he is that dude. Bro. Nobody ain't finna stop him when he is bad.
He cooked us last night.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, I expect when I forgot about a minute or two left in the court. Oh, Bradley bring the. I said it's a wrap. I already knew because I already knew what he was gonna do. He consistently does this, right?
Yeah, two straight possessions. It was him at the end. Yeah. They knew, and you know what? That's the worst. Like as Hawks, like it's the worst because you know who's taking the shot at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. You see, he has the ball the whole shot clock. You know who's taking the shot, for fuck's sake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has the ball from the top of the key, and he walks it in, and ain't nobody doubling. Like, I don't understand that. I get you don't want to leave somebody open. I get it. But it's Bradley Beal. You know he's going to cook. If you have one defender, you know he's going to cook him. So you needed to double there, and instead, he just walks it right from the fucking half court, walks it right into the fucking arc, and he just got the shot he wanted, and he got it both times. So...
And you know what he started doing at first, right? They started putting Trey in that pick and that pick. Start picking with Trey. Bring Trey man up. Then they finally caught on and started doing some adjustment. All right, put Trey on me. Because he ain't finna do nothing. Well, so again, like I said, it's
but my thing is this, man. Like I don't know why people surprised that Bradley Beal was hooping like that. And I'm like, they
don't watch basketball. That's why.
He an all NBA player, man. Like, but you know what, man? This is my thing. And that's why I say we tricked it off. Even with Bradley cooking, we still was sitting comfortable. We had 6-point leads sitting comfortable. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, that's why I say, you know what? We probably gonna go back and forth, trade baskets. As long as we can execute, because at the end of the day, these star players like a Bradley Beal, them all NBA players, they're gonna get hot, they're gonna cook.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it's gonna happen. I'm just thinking, bro, if we can execute on the offensive side, get regular twos, we should be good.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can add to it, what we started doing at the end, we went straight ISO, right?
Yep.
There's not a problem with going ISO if dudes are moving. So if you look what Bradley Beal was doing when he went ISO, you got screens going on, other stuff happening, right? Our players started, once again, I'm going to stand around and watch. So you can't always blame Trey and DeJounte if the dude's just standing around. Okay, if I ain't moving, what I'm going to do it? Because if you ain't moving, you ain't making them play no defense, right? So they just stand with their man. So you can't always blame Trey and DeJounte. Come set a pick or do something.
Yeah.
Let them play defense. So I can't put it all on Trey and DeJounte going ISO if the dude's just gonna stand around.
Right. The issue with this team, in my opinion, and I mean, I'm just an outside voice, I get that, but and Damon, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong here, right? Because I know when we're talking about this team and we're looking at it, we're like, okay, an all NBA caliber player needs to come back. But I'm more along the lines of this, man. Like, who on this team is a leader, a vocal leader? You know what I mean? Like, we ain't got nothing on this team. You know what I mean? If you look at the best NBA teams, right, or the teams that are being successful right now, right? Like, okay, here's a great example: John Morant and Memphis Grizzlies. All right, now I'm not comparing talent, but if you look at it this way, right? Like, I'm sure if you asked a lot of people who they'd rather have, it would be closer than we think. Or some people would pick Trey. The difference is, and the reason why the Memphis Grizzlies win games is because John Morant is out there trying every possession defensively, and he's vocal, and he's a clear leader on the floor. You know what I mean? He's initiating everything. He's yelling out there. You know what I mean? He's initiating the offense. Trey Young, he's a great playmaker, but he doesn't initiate shit. He waits for the play to happen and he makes the pass. He ain't calling the plays. He ain't shouting out there. When was the last time you see him walking up the floor, showing people where to go and making the plays happen? You know what I mean? Especially on a game like last night when you got a new coach. So you need somebody who can initiate that shit where we can have a real leader out there. Ain't nobody on this team like that.
We don't,
right?
We don't
Nobody.
Have, you know,
we
need,
have no leader. Nobody.
We need,
no leader.
The problem is this: when it comes to the leading aspect, the problem is the oldest person. The longest tenured Hawk on the team is John Collins. We need, which we don't have, that solid vet. That's why I don't know why we didn't go and get Dedmon when he got released. You probably could have gotten for a minimum. Go get Dedmon. Dedmon was real good when he was with us. And I'm gonna tell you, because if you go back, even Trey Young said it. They said him, Vince Carter. They said Dwayne Dedmon was that locker room presence, that locker room vet. We let him leave. He became available again. We didn't go get him. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think Landry Fields. I think Landry Fields. I think he on that that new wave crap, that analytics crap. Sometimes analytics to me does have a place in sports, but
yeah,
it's some things analytics can't tell you. Like
exactly,
analytics can't build your culture.
No, you need a personality on the team, Damon. You need a personality, man.
Like Miami.
Yeah, I just
UD been there 20 years. Don't play none, vet minimum. But guess what? He there to help set a standard. The whole players accountable. He's another coach, you could say. You know what I'm saying? And he not scared to mix some shit. Remember him and Jimmy Butler?
Him and Jimmy Butler got into
it because Jimmy Butler disrespected Spoelstra, and UD was like, "Hey, let's we can go at it." No, now we know they're not gonna fight for real, but the tone, it sets a tone. Like, hey, this is not tolerated here. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
We don't have every time we get a solid veteran, we let them go for whatever reason. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's see, Dedmon. I mean, and this people that I heard Trey Young speak highly of. Trey Young spoke highly of Jeremy Lin. You know, Lin is a veteran. Who else? Solo. Yep. You know, Solo. Let me tell you something. When John Collins got that concussion, if Solo was on the team, it'd have been a fight.
Yep.
Because you saw when we played New York in the playoffs, when they bumped Trey, Solo was the only one who went and bumped the dude back and said something.
We ain't got no dogs. We got a bunch of puppies.
Yeah, and then what else gets me upset is how fans will sit right here and just let this shit, bro. I'm on Twitter today, bro. It's so quiet on Twitter tonight. I mean, this morning, man, nothing.
It's quiet everywhere, except for the JJ thing. You know, they still on that.
And like I told them, man, I said, listen, man, you can hate Nate McMillan all you want. I said, it's no way. I said, if this dude could help us win, he will be playing. I said, it's something. I said, I don't know what it is. It's something that Nate McMillan sees. It's a reason why he don't play. Well, it's Nate fault. Okay, Nate hired. Joe Prunty played him in the first half of the Nets game. He didn't play his ass no more.
No more.
Last night, he got 0 minutes with Prunty and Quinn. So what that should anybody who got half a brain. That should tell you
But
the player is doing something wrong. We don't know what it is.
check this out though. You keep talking about Nate. It's 10 freaking coaches on the staff. 10 coaches.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure if 7 of them come to, hey man, we should do this, they're gonna listen. Right? They keep forgetting you got 10 coaches on the staff assigned specific responsibilities, right? Just like when this whole thing with JJ come out on the little conference or whatever, he got on me because I'm not being aggressive and this and that and that and this, like I ain't never had that. Dude, trying to be on the staff for how long? He's been there. You've had interviews with Nate and other teammates talking the same thing. He needs to be aggressive. You had Travis come on last year saying the same thing. He's a project, but he needs to be more aggressive. So you can't sit here and try to make the coaching staff look bad when everybody been telling you. And your girl, whoever come out after the timeouts in the hustle, they're telling Jalen to be this and that. So miss me with that bullshit, right? And people, see, Nate ain't doing this, Nate ain't doing that. If you don't even have to take Nate out the picture. If you understand basketball and see the dude on the floor, you already know he ain't it right now. He needs a few years. People think these young athletic dudes come in, they're supposed to get playing time. Dude's really fresh out of high school. He played half a season of Duke before he quit, right? Even high school, he had some issues. So he ain't been on the floor for a while. Give the dude some time. Let him develop and stop anointing him like, he's supposed to play. He ain't earned shit.
I'm with you.
Develop, he need to work on his mental at first.
Exactly.
Like you said,
has no confidence.
People like you said, he quit on Duke. And high school, he
quit.
He quit in high school. So I mean, like, I don't understand why people think he was finna come in here and make it. I'm only talking about JJ because for some reason Hawks fans think he's the difference maker.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure that out.
They think he the difference maker. Like if he plays, we're gonna win a championship or something. Don't get me wrong. He has the tools to develop into a good player. I mean, but let's be real, guys. And this is another thing. Nobody at the beginning of the season thought we'd be a 500 ball club right now.
I did.
So like, why do people think that we was gonna take time? Hey, let's go ahead and put this guy and hope he develop. No, man. When you trade those 3 picks and go get it to DeJounte Murray, you telling fans you're trying to compete and win now. Because if we we're worried about developing, we shouldn't be trading no picks because we don't need them.
Yeah.
But since you trade the picks, let me tell you something, man. What's good, Mike? I'll drop the link if you want to tap in, my guy. But now, when you look at our situation, first of all, I'm surprised Quinn Snyder even took the gig because right now, bro, moves that he can do in the offseason is going to be very limited. And I'm going to tell you.
Not if we trade Trey Young.
Well, Trey ain't going to get traded. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, Trey ain't getting traded.
Trey ain't going nowhere. DeJounte ain't going nowhere.
No, I'm with you. But if you can clear cap space, this is a good free agency class. So we could bring a real star into this team, man.
Yeah, but you can't move Trey because Trey is. And now I'm looking at. When I speak of Trey, I mainly speak of Trey from a business perspective. If I'm the owner,
I see what you're at. Jersey sales, ticket sales, all those things.
Top 10 jersey sale.
Yeah, I got
you. Watched the game last night. What was that? The 27 straight sellout. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
How bad he is.
And plus, he's producing. Even though people think he's not.
I got you.
Trey, what I said. I feel you for what I say about Trey is. The only thing I speak about Trey is I just want Trey to be more of I think if he be more of a playmaker, then his shooting efficiency will come up because he's not going to be taking as many shots. Because some of the shots he take, he don't need to be taking. Okay. Now when he going for the floater and the runner, sometimes he not making those shots. To me, they understandable misses because that's his game. He usually knock those down. I just wish if Trey be more of an elite playmaker that he is. I think his shooting percentage comes up,
Yeah.
But yeah, Trey, hell no, I ain't trade. As much as I get on Trey Young, I ain't trading that much. Hell no, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
at the end of the day,
Mhm.
he a career average 25 and 10 player. So
Mhm.
hell no. Over what, 5 years?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
If somebody made me an offer I couldn't refuse,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna look at it like when that
Absolutely. It
somebody
depends
made up
on
that
who.
Brooklyn deal. I said, bro, it's no way.
KD,
You
hell
don't
yeah.
look at that deal. You gonna look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
If I can add, as far as Trey's concerned, as far as you speaking of playmaker, right? So what I've seen, just my opinion, what I've seen over the years, he don't trust nobody.
Yep.
And rightfully so, right? What you see this year, start the game off, hey, feeding and feeding and feeding, right? Trying to get these dudes involved, right? So I think that's been an adjustment with that, especially starting off the games, right? Now, what I saw in this last game, last night, is a lot of folks ain't finishing. But at the same time, like you said, I wouldn't say I need him to be Trey. I need him to be who he is. That's what got him to the league, right?
Yep.
But what I want is another dude like another an all NBA dude next to him, right?
Yeah.
Because what we're lacking when the crunch time comes, we need to be able to put up points. We need that dude who can get his basket. You know, Trey can. He's about 75% that he can get his basket anytime, but his size restricted. But he can get you a bucket. I need
Yeah.
a Bradley Beal type dude next to him.
Do
Right?
you think that? Do you think? And I mean, I guess it's a fair point. But do you think that the Hawks need more of an all NBA scorer or an all defensive player? Like, and I ask you this because, I'm with you, but like the team is just not great on defense, man. You know what I mean? And I feel like here's the thing. Here's where my head is, right? Like, I'm with you with an all NBA scorer, but the thing is, it's very hard to acquire these guys, right? But all defensive players are out there, right? And my thing is this. Every one of our games, if you really think about it in this light, just think about it this way. All of the games the Hawks play that we lose are generally pretty close games. This season, we haven't really been blown out, right? If we can have 5 of those possessions to be closed out, it's a good chance that we win those games. And if we have a lockdown defender at the end of those tight games on these star players, right, that could make a big difference too. And that single-handedly alone could win us more games. If these players want to, fit into a better system, and we get a good system in the Hawks here with Prince Snyder or whatever else, I could see us being a little bit more efficient on offense, right? But if we get that all defensive caliber player in the team, that alone could probably, if you go down the schedule and you see the games we lost, you could say that would be a win, and that would be a win, and that would be a win. So I get where you're at with the all NBA score, but you're going to pay for that. All defensive, you can get for a lot more of a value, like a better value for an all defensive player. And I think that could make the world of a difference on this team.
So I got you. But before I say this, let me address a few things real quick. I'm saying everybody keep talking about Jordan, but you're welcome to come on too and give your insight instead of talking about Jordan or who's his team or whatever. That's just my spiel on that piece. Come give some insight as well. With that said, as far as if you look at it though, the defensive issues we have been effort.
Right.
Effort. It's all effort, right? We've shown that when we get that effort, we get the loose balls and we rotate properly. Even last night, I'm looking at the game. I didn't come on last night because I had to catch a recording. I had, practice, but I'm looking at the game. Them dudes ain't talking on defense. They just switch it sometimes. And they get one step slower behind the guy because, you switch it. Oh, let me recover.
Right.
So that's more of a effort and communication standpoint from what
I see where you're at. Yeah.
So
let me ask you this though. As a coach, right? How big of a difference does, say you got a squad, your current team you coach now, right? And say you swap out one of those players for a good defensive player, a good defensive minded player, right?
Yeah.
Does that make a big difference with the team defense? Like, does a defensive guy, if you put a defensive guy in there, does he get the other players excited about playing defense? Does the defense improve?
No. And
okay.
And the reason I say that, because you got that one good player out there, but you got them other players that really don't understand rotation, right?
Okay.
and that talking, the switching piece, right?
Right.
You put him out there. If you got that guy that's just going off, you go get him. Run a boxing one or whatever you want to be. Or
Okay.
man, you stay with him. He go to the bathroom, you go with him. That's what that guy will make a difference, right?
Okay.
But obviously, ain't nobody finna stop Bradley Beal.
No, not
I don't
last
care.
night.
I mean, that dude, he's been that dude consistently, right?
Right.
I love his game, right? That's one of the dudes in the NBA game who I really love from an offensive standpoint. He gonna get you that bucket, right? So
Right.
that's why I say yes. It depends. If you just trying to NBA, it ain't gonna matter when you got an all NBA. But when you go down to college and high school, if you got that one dude, like you said, Joe, you put out there and stop that other dude that's killing you, then yes, that'll make a difference.
Yeah.
My guy RJ, what's good with your homeboy?
Good, brother.
Man, what's good, fellas, man? I was looking and I saw y'all was online. I said, man, I had to hop on in here, man. It was crazy yesterday, man. We were going in yesterday,
Hey, man. It's like I said, RJ,
I need to watch that one.
Hey, like I said,
rewatch.
like I
I'm
said,
telling you, Demond was the angry old man yesterday, man. He was
Oh, really?
He turned off his camera. I was talking and he came back in to cut me off and he was like, I got more shit to say. It's like, damn, he's having
like, y'all young folks, stay off my grass. I know what I'm talking about.
Then he just said the other night, hey, I'm gonna stop drinking Kool-Aid. He can't help it.
Bro,
Hey, man, we love this team, man. We love
I love this team, man, too, man. I've been watching this team since the 80s.
Bro,
I can't.
I'm
Just like
I was so mad. Bro, I'm watching the game, man. And I'm telling you, 4 minutes left. I promise you, man. I sat right there. I was like, oh, yeah, we got this. This is a wrap. We're going to switch baskets. We're going to win. Bro, I did something because I had the game right beside me. I turned my head to something, man. And when I look back, we was down. No, when I turned back, they had cut the lead to 1. I was like, I know we're not going to trick this shit off, bro.
But
sure enough.
But hey, I want to say this about this team, though, man. I want to say this, man. We have a Trey Young problem, man. I was reading an article, and the article in the headline, it basically says the Atlanta Hawks have a Trey Young problem. But what that means is not what people think it means.
I read that article. I know what you're talking about.
You have to take that superstar and redirect him. You have to refocus. And I think by having a guy like Quinn Snyder, man, I think this will help refocus the way Trey Young plays. It's a benefit for him. And this is what I mean when I say refocus the way he plays. Trey Young has to understand, hey, like Damani, you said it. Even though you were upset, you said it. Hey, man, we get it. You the superstar. But in that situation, you were the wrong guy to take that shot. Let Sadiq Bey, Bogdan Bogdanovic, these two guys, granted, are not superstars, but they were cooking that night. This would have been the time to defer to them. LeBron James gets a lot of flack when he does that because a lot of people say, man, LeBron James should have took that shot. He's the superstar. But let me tell you something about LeBron James. LeBron James understands one simple fact. Hey, man, the three-point shot is not my forte. Driving to the basket is my forte. Let me kick it out to a shooter, and I'm going to let the shooter take that glory for this game because this is what he does, or this is what this player is doing. And I think with Quinn Snyder, he will refocus Trey Young, and I think he will put that mindset into Trey Young. And I think it's something that's lost on him. It's something that's lost on him, but it can be developed. It's not something that, you know, Trey can't do or won't do. I think with a guy like Quinn Snyder, man, he can bring that out of Trey Young. What are y'all thoughts on that?
If I go in real quick, RJ.
Yeah, go on.
This is what I said earlier. The problem was when DJ and Trey went ISO, dude standing around. Right? Yeah. So it's not. I've seen where dudes are moving here, giving the ball right towards the end of the game. But if your teammate's gonna sit around, stand around with the defender just standing, ain't gonna move, make a play defense. What else is he supposed to do?
That is true.
That's why I said it's a team issue.
It is.
So I don't think it need to be refocused per se. Mm-hmm. I think from a team, the whole team needs to be refocused.
And Mr. Foot, let me ask you one quick question, and I want the panel to answer this question as well. You know, yesterday I had brought up the lack of size. And when I say size, I'm talking about height. I think if we're going to run with a smaller, because for all intents and purposes, DeJounte Murray is small for the two for this current NBA. Trey Young is obviously small for the point guard. If we're going to run those two, one of the things I kept bringing up, let's get some more length on the court, particularly at the center position. And here's my thing. If you get a center, for one, that's 6'11", 7 foot, that's going to help with a lot of the deficiencies with defense, because you're able to board more because you got the height. And then on top of that, you're able to compete with teams that have other length at other positions, such as like the power forward or the shooting guard or whatever. You know, you have that length there. And I also think JJ can develop into this guy. I'm not really sure. I think he can, but I think they need a little bit more length at that power forward. If you can get length at those two positions in particularly, I think it can really help the defense get better. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to defense, size plays a huge. It's almost like a fight. If I'm 5'9", beating up somebody that's 6'5" or 7 foot is going to be difficult. You know what I'm saying?
But they gotta be good. They gotta be good with their feet, though, man.
Yeah. And that's my point. You got a puncher's chance. But if I want to make it easy, that size would be important. That's why in boxing you got weight classes. You know, so I think if we can. So my question is for the panel, man. If we can get, I keep saying size, but if we can get taller. If we can get taller at two key positions, and I'm particularly talking about center and power forward, if we can get more size there, can our defense get better?
Well, the thing is this, man. One, okay, when you speak about the center position, bro, it ain't too one. Bro, I can't even think of a 7-footer that can guard the perimeter consistently as much as the NBA game goes and makes players switch and forces the defense to rotate. So one, you could use a Kongu like that because he's good. He can get out there and defend at the perimeter, right? The issue is this: when you're playing a team like the Bucks, who's big, can stretch the floor. Now we giving up rim protection to guard the perimeter because you're gonna run with a Kongu who can go out there and guard a Brook Lopez because Brook Lopez can shoot from out there. But now you got your power forward, was they rotating your power forward? They're probably gonna rotate. So you have no rim protection. So if they swing that ball, which we can't move faster than the ball, if they swing it properly. They got open lanes to the hole. You know what I'm saying? Because, once they get by their man, there's nobody there. Your power forward or small forward, because it's going to be in today's NBA, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, when they move that big out, it's going to be people in that corner because the whole point is to attack and kick out if that defender can guard that man attacking the basket. So now he's going to kick out because guess what? Now one of them defenders going to rotate from the corner. You saw it the other night because Bogey did it for some stupid ass reason. They're going to collapse. So you're giving up rim protection, one, if he can get by the man. If he can't, guess what? You still giving up the perimeter because as the defense collapse, he can stick it out. When the help comes. Yeah. We need somebody we need to play better. And this is just my opinion. Like I said, I'm just a fan. I ain't on no coaching level, nothing like that. I think we need to focus more on, and back to what Foot said, it's more of a communication thing. You know what I'm saying? Being able to see the play happening before it happens. Like what Dominique say all the time, know your personnel. You know who's the star players. You know who getting the ball at certain times. We need to prepare and think like that. So like in those final minutes, if Bill cooking, and I know I'm like, hey man, if I'm Murray, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna need some help. Now I'm not saying this while we playing. I'm saying this probably in a timeout. Hey bro, I'm gonna need some help. Yeah, the boy is hot right now. Coach, trap him. I'm gonna need some help. And the coach need to come up with a scheme to say, okay, this is what I've been seeing, so we can swing this guy to come help if they do A, B,
And
C,
you force somebody else to beat you.
Yeah, bro. I'd rather Kyle Kuzma, who was shooting like shit, let him keep shooting.
Yeah.
Because and correct me if I'm wrong, Foot. You can force the offense to make certain people have the ball.
Yeah.
You know,
they did that with Trey when he turned the ball over.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we tried to deny the ball to Bradley Beal not one time last night.
No,
nope, not at all.
The hottest dude on the court, and we ain't even tried to deny the ball.
I double his ass. Let somebody else do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have sent double teams.
Yeah.
We didn't do nothing to try to contain. But answer me this, and I'll be quiet. We didn't send no double teams, didn't try to deny.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a coaching decision, right? Coach should have said so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
They don't think on their own to say, hey, man, let's go just double this dude. They're not going to do shit like that on their own. They don't even have the effort to do it.
Some teams do it. We ain't got the IQ.
Championship teams do it because they know it takes the win.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Well, my thing is, I didn't get a chance to respond to this, but RJ's question was, do you think we need a taller and, a better defensive center? And my answer to this is, okay, I see where you're at, but hear me out with this.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the top teams right now above us, okay, you know what they all have is a great defender at the 4. Okay, at least I wouldn't say, right, that John Collins is a premium defender. Okay, you know what I mean? If you had more size at the 4, somebody who's competent in blocking shots in that position, who can be a dual threat defender, somebody who can get in the paint if he needs to and help block and help efficiently defend that area, but also can stretch it a little bit and get to the perimeter. I think that specifically is where on defense we lack, right? And here, if you think, you know what I mean? If you think about Milwaukee, right, like the guy Giannis, obviously that's an outlier, right? But Jaren Jackson Jr. is on Memphis, right? He's the 4, right? You think of some of these players at the 4 these days who can, Pascal, competent defender. If you go down the list, you see all these players at the 4 who can defend. Shit, Jay Crowder was the 4 for the Suns for a little bit, which was weird. But you know why he was the 4 for the Suns? Because he can defend. It wasn't necessarily his offensive output.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the ultimate thing is for me.
But
you know what I mean?
But he could hit them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like that, Jordan. I like some size at that 4 position, man.
Yeah.
I was and speaking of Milwaukee, man, one of the things because that's a team that I really like. I really just like how they build around Giannis. So I like that. I like what you said with that height and that defensive.
A dual threat. You need a dual threat guy.
He doesn't necessarily somebody that's not looking to get a shot. He'll take one if he's under the basket, but his main job is to be a dog out there and defend. I like that. I'm
gonna tell you the top players who getting paid money to do that, they're not even tall when you think about it. Bobby Portis doesn't feel Milwaukee. He what's Portis? 6'8"?
Yeah, something in there. Yeah, you're right. He's lanky. He's somewhat taller than he's
the king of that is who making millions off of it. PJ Tucker. He's 6.
Yeah, exactly. He ain't in there. He's in there to shoot 1 corner 3 a night, but he's in there for the defense. You know what I mean?
I would say this: John Collins is an excellent help defender, though. Like he has the athleticism to recover and get back. But the thing is this. When he got to do that, what does that mean? That means he been out there left to dry, and now he cleaning up somebody else's mess. But
the issue with John Collins, Damon, my guy, is that John Collins is not elite at anything on the floor. He is a okay scorer when he's put in the right positions to do it. He's an okay 3-point shooter when he's not forced to take 7 shots a night. He is a okay perimeter defender, and he's an okay paint defender. And we decided to pay this guy like he was good in all of these regions, right? And we're seeing where it's screwing us over, right?
That's Tony Wrestler fault.
Yeah, no, yeah. We can blame at this point. I'm done playing the blame game because every single time we play the blame game, it falls on 40 different people, and nobody's got proper direction. I just think everybody is at fault at this point. But nevertheless, the one thing that should give us encouragement is if we can somehow get off of that contract for John Collins this offseason, which is possible, by the way, we could probably give some extra draft capital or whatever to do it. But if you're thinking of winning now, well, all you got to do is throw in maybe a second or whatever to give it to one of these rebuilding teams.
We gave up 5 second-round picks, man.
Yeah, I know, but I think you guys still got 11.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But nevertheless, my point is this, Damon, if you can get off that contract, which is possible, right? Because I think people are expecting a resurgence from him somehow if he goes to a new situation, right? But nevertheless, my point is this. There are multiple good 4 defenders in the NBA that are free agents this season. Guys like Dario Saric, Christian Wood. Okay, like these guys are guys that you guys can bring in for a relatively affordable deal that can do that. Bring some extra size and block the interior when they need to, but also guard the perimeter a little bit. And let's not pretend like Christian Wood isn't exactly what this team needs, damn it, because he can do exactly what John Collins can do offensively. He can hit a 3 if he needs to, but he can bring it in if he's put in the right situations. But defensively, he's just so much more involved. You know what I mean? I just think that this team needs somebody who can block the ball. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to get in there.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I like Christian Wood. I don't think he will be an upgrade over John Collins. I think Collins is this is the thing with Collins. Coaches playing him the wrong way on the offensive side of the ball. They're trying to turn him into a stretch 4. Okay. That's not his game. He, like I said at the beginning of the season, he probably needed another off season of shooting threes just to be able to shoot the league average at 35% from 3. Right. He probably need another off season. But this is why I question the coaching. Okay, you see Collins shooting 24% from 3. Why are we not putting him in positions to where he was successful his first 3 seasons in Atlanta? Why are we not playing him off the pick and roll? Why are we not playing? Why are we not putting him in that mid range? That mid range jumper, because he money from that mid range. And again, people was blaming Nate McMillan for not calling plays, and like I said, what you saw last night, what you see with Joe Prunty, I don't know what everybody else saw. I didn't see nothing new. The shit looked the same to me. I'm sorry. I know people want to get excited, and I'm sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but it's the same crap. Collins shooting the same fucking threes. Trey still doing the same thing. DeJounte still get his shots from the same locations. And and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna start recording the games. They still just stand around.
Man, Chauncey, when Chauncey comes up on here, man, he says it best, man. Every NBA team runs the same exact thing. All NBA teams run the same thing. I pick and roll,
screens, off screen, down screen.
We all do the same thing. One of the biggest problems is that, man, when you open, Sadiq Bey was doing it. Because, man, it was one. I don't know if y'all remember, man, that one shot that Hunter had that was in the corner. My God, you couldn't be more wide open than that. And he missed a wide open 3. And I get it. The same thing with John. I mean, but like you said, I do agree with you. The 3 ball is just really not his game.
Yeah.
He's definitely very down this year, though. Because I remember last year, though, he would knock down those wide open ones, though.
But you got to remember, he wasn't taking that many. And a lot of his threes, they was wide open, set shot threes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Set shot. Now, he's not a good 3-point shooter.
Right. No, he's not.
Now you keep making him up because now he's shooting it in volume, right?
Yeah.
So now you're starting to see, like, he's really not that good. It's easy to shoot 38% from 3.
Yeah.
If you shooting 2 and 3 a night, because
that's what I'm saying. Damon, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Just quickly, lay it out fast here. Who's to blame for that? Is it John Collins? Is it the coach and the play calling, or is it Trey Young and the officiating of the offense? Whose fault is it here?
I blame the coach in the front office. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. At the end of the season, these coaches and players have exit interviews, and the coach tells them what they expect, what they would like that player to work on and come back and be improved in. Somebody told John Collins to go work on the 3-point shot, and you know that's not his game, right? So I blame the front office, and I blame whoever, Nate McMillan. Somebody told him to do that. That's not his game. Because somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If we doing an exit interview and I'm the coach and I say, hey, Foot, I want you to work on your 3-point shooting. I'm telling you that because obviously I'm thinking next year I want you shooting threes. Or I wouldn't tell you to work on a certain part of your game. What they should have been telling John Collins to work on all this time is his ball handling skills so he can get to the basket. See, and that's the big difference you see when Sadiq Bey is playing compared to John Collins. Even though Bey is hot from three right now, he can put the ball on the court and attack the basket if needed.
If I remember correctly, I remember Travis coming out saying this when he talked about players and improvement, if I remember correctly. But before I forget, let me answer RJ's question. Mm-hmm. The length.
Yeah.
Everybody you hear it on the boards, the Twitter and everything about we need length. We don't need length. We need girth, right? Length ain't gonna give you nothing. Just saying. And I was gonna say all them people, Draymond Green, Jay Crowder, and PJ, they have girth, right? What are they, 6'5", 6'4", 6'6", playing the 4.
Right.
So height ain't gonna help you if you ain't got no game. People keep talking about length, height, put JJ in there because he got length. If you can't ball, it doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
But what you can do from a defensive standpoint, when you have girth, dude ain't finna run through you. Mm-hmm. Players are taught to run through your shoulder and you hit your hip, right? Yeah. When they attack you, right?
Yeah.
So if you got a dude that's solid, Trey gonna bounce off of,
right?
You ain't get through him.
Yeah.
You got somebody like John Collins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. So John got to get back on them PDs,
talking
man.
About length. We need a 7-footer. We need this. No, Clint is perfect for what we need him for. Because one thing we have for how many years is nobody rebound the damn ball and protect the paint.
Yeah.
Right?
If you had a more prolific rebounder at the 4 position, that would make the world of a difference in and of itself. Because how many second chance points does this team give up every night, man? Exactly. But here's the other thing, right? It's not rebounding is one thing, right? But we're talking about John Collins and his shooting in the issues there. But think about it this way, right? If you look at the rest of the NBA, there's a lot of teams where we look at that 4 position on all of these starting lineups and we're like, well, like they're not great shooters, but they can knock it down, right? But you know why we look at it that way? Because they're not out there taking nearly the amount of attempts as John Collins is, man. He's an average shooter just like the rest of them. You know what I mean? He's an average shooter just like the rest of them. Threes, yep. But exactly, you can knock down open corner threes, but you're not forcing those shots, man. John Collins is like forcing these shots because that's what they're telling him to do. If you look at, and you know what else is that there's people in the league who play the 4 who don't shoot at all, and that's okay because they fit a role on that team. You know what I mean? You look at like Evan Mobley. He is not a knockdown 3-point shooter, but he plays a role defensively and he goes for the rebounds and you know what I mean? He does this thing in the paint and around the paint.
That's enough.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to mention too.
Yeah.
Players need to know their role.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. They need to know their roles and play their roles like those guys I mentioned earlier. Right. And
can't just stand around, man.
Because we have a perimeter defense issue.
Yeah, one of my blueprints with the Atlanta Hawks, when I look at the Atlanta Hawks, I'm looking at them and I want to see them kind of build like how the Cleveland Cavaliers build. You're small in your front court, but you got this size or the size of height in that back, not in the back court, I'm sorry, in the
front court.
Yeah, you got your size, you know. And so that's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm trying to see how this team can get to a point where, because listen, man, when you're so small at that point guard position, like a Trey Young, I just imagine you just gotta have people who can clean up the mess, really. You know what I'm saying? Clean up the mess. I mean, because for all intents and purposes, he ain't going nowhere. So I'm like, how can we take his deficiency and cover it up so it don't stink so bad? You know what I mean?
What's good, Mike? Talk to me, man.
Yeah,
what's popping with you? My bad. For let me hit.
No, go ahead, Mike. I ain't even saying. Come on, what's up?
What's up? What's up, fellas? What's up, man? I just stopped for a little minute, doing what I do or whatever, man. Just chop in or whatnot though. But yeah, man, I don't know. There's so many things you guys covered and everything like that. I hear you guys. I agree with you guys in certain forms. I guess the most recent thing, talking about John Collins' shooting. I was gonna say, Demond, man, shoot. The NBA told John Collins to shoot threes, man. Like,
I mean, I
I don't
read
know,
that
man.
through.
Like, I mean, everybody does it. Like Al Horford, if you remember, bro. I ain't said Al Horford shoot threes now, but when Al Horford first came in, he ain't do nothing but stay around the basket, and then he slowly moved out towards getting that mid-range 15-footer when he was dependable at. All right,
Facts.
like I mean, smooth. We didn't want him to shoot threes, but he moved out that way. Even right now, double O, you see him shooting that free throw. He even
Facts.
shot 1-3 this year. That's a lot more than he did previously. The NBA basically teach these boys to do that, man, and get them to do that because if they want to be in this game right now, they slick have to. They slick have to. You
I
feel me?
agree with that
Like
too.
they really do. So I don't too much knock John on it. I'm really wondering because to be real with you, I mean, I know you say it's just attempts. I can't necessarily deny that he is taking more attempts. That could play a part into it. But like, I don't know, bro. He been bad shooting since his finger, dog. Since his finger, he has been bad shooting from three.
You
He
think
really
that finger
has.
still might be a problem?
Man, bro, I never seen a finger like that linger so long and be so big and stuff like that. I don't know, bro. If it's just like some maybe just still some uncomfortness that he might not have adjusted to. I don't know. That I could be reaching, whatever. I'm just putting that out there. And then another thing too to kind of think about is that I mean, his 3-point attempts has gone up, but we were just talking about when John brought it up last night. Yesterday, he only shot what 6 to 8 shots from the field. 6 shots, I think it was total. Like,
Right.
yeah, bro. Like how efficient would Trey be in that situation? You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Like even shooting from
Yep.
three.
yeah.
Like you got to get a rhythm, and then sometimes John starts from the out. It's like that's another thing part of it too: team chemistry, leadership, coach on the floor, or the new coach or whatever, working to get these guys going in a rhythm first. Saying some easier buckets, getting John those turnaround shots so he can get that feeling of making the basket and stuff like that. Then you work towards the perimeter and this and that and where he there. But bro, if I'm not shooting much. I mean, I get it. They getting paid. They should be able to knock it down. Like, hey, I feel you, bro. Like, if I'm open, I'm calling for. I'm probably saying knock down before you pass it to me. That's what I say. That's when I'm playing ball like that. What I say, slick or whatever. I want somebody to pass me ball wide open. I'm like knock down, knock down. You know what I'm saying? Like get to him because yeah, bro. Like, I'm open, bro. Like I'm in my spot for the knock this whole down. But
Right.
but anyway, that's what they should be. It's no denying that I get it. But at the
Yeah.
same time though, if I mess around and miss, I'm like, dang, bro, some other folks they play the percentages, you know what I mean? Like I talk like Bill Kuzma and Trey. Like, yeah, they put up numbers. They put up a bunch of shots too. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like you truly suck if you put up 25 shots and you got 5 points. Like, yeah, bro, you trash.
Hey
But if you
Mike.
putting up 25 to 30 shots, bro, you better be getting 25 plus. You
Hey
better
Mike.
be.
Let me ask y'all something. Old school fans. This was for y'all, man. How about develop a hook shot, man? How about develop a
You
hook
said the
shot?
what?
A hook
A hook
shot.
shot?
Because I'm
They got
telling you, man.
players still do a jump hook necessarily, but they don't necessarily do the swinging sky hook type look thing no
Hey
more.
man, let me
Like
tell
that.
you, man. Watching old players shoot that shot, man, that hook shot was money.
You couldn't
I
stop
would like to see some of our power forwards and our centers do a little bit of a hook shot because a lot of times when I'm seeing Clint Capella at the basket, right? He usually has to be right in front of the basket, right? Either to do that layup or to do a dunk. If he could develop a hook shot, or hell, even if John could develop a nice little jump hook to the side, man, I think that can improve some numbers. And I know you were saying people are going outside to shoot that three, and you damn near have to shoot the three to be a good player or an offensive player in today's NBA. But I'm telling you, man, that mid-range game, we got to get our power forward and our center to do better in the mid-range game. Because when I see John in the mid range, a lot of times he's usually kicking that ball out. Because he'll be there, and I'm like, okay, John's in the mid range, he's in the paint.
He won't take the damn shot.
And he won't take the shot. And I don't know if that's a scheme thing or that's just something that, hey man, kick it out to the 3-point shooters.
That's a John thing, man.
Bro, forget that. As a coach, I'm in there like, let me tell you something. If you are in the paint and that is your shot, you take that shot. When Trey's in the paint, the floater is his shot. Trey, you take it. If you miss it, you take it because that's your shot. So, I would love to see if John, that's why I say if he can develop a hook shot, I think that would be a nice little game because now you don't necessarily have to need him in the 3 because now you're saying, hey, let me get this man into the paint. Don't kick it out, John. If you in the paint and your back's to the basket, I need you to make those. At least need to have you make a higher percentage of those. But what do you think about our center and as well as our power forward developing some type of hook shot?
No, I think that's important. I think that's important because what a lot of people don't realize, man, is I get where we are in the NBA today, where the 3-point line is so important, right? But let's just say this, right? Efficient offenses, right? And we've seen it before, right? If people want to shoot twos, that's totally fine because if you can shoot 60, 70% of your twos, right? If you can shoot 60% or 70% of your twos and you take more, like a great portion of twos throughout the game rather than 3-point shooting just for the hell of it, you're still going to win that game. You know what I mean? It's not like we're out of that straight in the NBA. I get 3-point shooting is incredibly important because it's worth 3 points. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is if you can't do that efficiently, which let's get real, guys, this year we ain't shooting the ball efficiently. You know what I mean? If we decided to resort more towards being a more dominant team efficiently, who cares what the shot is? Shoot your open threes, but if not, let's draw something up and get us to the free throw line, because that's probably the most efficient way to score in this league that we are not doing enough, right? Or get these easy layups, draw plays to get us into the paint and be more dominant. We are not doing that. That's what John Collins was doing, man. When he was successful, John Collins was in the paint. He was getting those lobs. He was consistently being aggressive. We're not doing that. If you shoot 70% of your twos, and the league average is like 88 something field goal attempts per game. If you do that, that's 124 points. If you just shoot twos and you shoot them on 70% efficiency, and you can do that if you drop the right plays and you're a driving team and an aggressive team, you're winning that game. Yeah. You're winning that game with competent, not great, but competent defense. We are not doing that.
Go ahead, finish your point real quick, Jordan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you asked if a hook shot would be effective. Absolutely. I think we just need to be more efficient in general, RJ. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're more efficient offense. That's what we need. These stupid hero Trey 3-point shots from 50 feet out, we don't need that shit.
Right, unless you're up by 30.
What you did, Jordan? You would have got a haircut or something.
Yeah, I look like shit. I know. I just buzz it off and then wait 3 weeks and then it grows back.
Whatever. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, damn, he looked different. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, here. Hey, fellas, I got to get my butt back to work.
If you look at it though, like you said about the hook shot, yeah, I agree. Clint tried to shoot that little left hook close to the basket. It's flat as hell. So
hey family, I gotta get ready to go back to work. But if y'all still want to keep chopping it up, I'll just leave this going, man. Then I just come back and cut it off. So y'all still want to chop it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all keep chopping it up, man. I'll just be back when it get ready to hit 2 hours and stop it. But y'all keep chopping it up, man.
All right.
I'll catch up with y'all, man. I got to get back to work before I be on
the link, man.
Huh?
So I want you to drop the link before you go.
I'll drop the link. Hey, so when I leave, don't log off because you can't get back in.
Okay.
All right. So y'all make sure if y'all got to go somewhere and you don't want to get out, don't leave. Okay.
You can sit backstage.
Yeah, like I was
you'll
saying,
be backstage forever.
All right, if you look at, like I was saying, that the hook definitely will help, but like RJ, whoever said, I think RJ, dude, John, like you said, in the paint, you got to shoot the damn ball.
You got to.
And that's something that also happened with JJ, especially on the breaks. The dude can handle the rock.
Yes, he can.
Right? He come down the floor, get in the paint, and kick that shit off instead of going to the hoop. If y'all watch that Clutch Sports the draft thing where Clutch Sports put all these players in to do a showcase right before the draft, this dude JJ had half his damn body up above the rim.
Right.
Who's stopping that? If he gets his
Nobody.
damn confidence together, I mean, ain't no telling what's going on, right? But again, it goes back to this. We play low IQ ass basketball. That's it.
Agreed. And you know, with that low IQ basketball, I think Mike says it all the time. You can't depend on the coach all the time. It's at a certain point, players have to say, "Hey, look, man, this is the situation. This is what we need to do," and they need to execute it. You know, I completely agree with that, man. Because, for example, I see it sometimes with AJ Griffin, and I think that just comes from being a coach's son. AJ Griffin will say, "Hey man, my three ain't falling tonight. I'm gonna get in the paint and I'm gonna see if I can do some damage in the paint."
Yeah,
you have to know your game when you're playing. And you know, I said the same thing about Hunter when I was by Hunter. Your three's not falling tonight, dog. Drive to the basket, get some fouls, and go to the line. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I do, Mike. You say it, but you say it all the time, man. Players have to know when their game is not working and they got to rely on something else. And that's why I say the same thing about John. You know, getting that paint, bro. I don't care if somebody's open for that three. You take your shot. Go get your.
yeah.
You got to be selfish as an individual player. Sometimes Trey Young selfish. DeJounte Murray said. DeJounte Murray said, when he get to his spot, this is my shot. I'm not getting that ball. Trey says, when I'm in the lane with my floater, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Get selfish, man. He has to get selfish.
Yeah. I'm more selfish players.
What's up, Drop?
Perimeter players.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is, some of these players just need to really improve. To be honest, a lot of them need to improve. I think, like DeAndre said, he was going to work on his handling. That ain't look like it's improving. Big O said he was going to work on his 3-point shot. I mean, that ain't really been improving. So it's like, ain't none of them really improving. Some of them need to improve in order to step into them roles that they want to step in.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. Man.
Because when you got a player like Trey, he ain't gonna pass you the ball, bro. If you ain't like really showing any consistency, especially on the offensive end.
Hey, that's that Aaron Rodgers in them, boy. Because let me tell you, boy, Aaron Rodgers, you a wide receiver, you get out there and drop that ball. Gotcha. I ain't throwing you no more the next game.
No
more.
That goes back to what I said earlier about trust. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that, man.
The thing is, for me, like, I think what I kind of want to get into quickly is this, guys. Like, bottom line is, we got 20-ish games left here.
Yeah.
Every game is a must-win, for fuck's sake. Okay? Every game is a must-win. And furthermore, this is the thing. You got a very winnable game last night. We need to find a way to close that out. And not to mention, no schedule in the NBA anymore is easy because even the teams at the bottom are still, for some reason, trying to win these games. You know what I mean? But furthermore, we got the Heat twice coming up. The Celtics, Warriors, these are all teams that are right on the outs, or right trying to get in there. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be playing the way, you know, we were playing against these kind of teams at this stage in the season because it ain't going to work out for us. You know what I mean? Like it could be either a really ugly next couple of weeks or it can be a really great couple of weeks, and we need to find a way to fix it now. You know what I mean? Because it's not like we're in a great position here. You know what I mean? Like, neither one of the teams that we support necessarily are, right? For fuck's sake, like, we're looking at, like, the Raptors, Wizards, and even the Bulls are relatively close at this point. I think the Bulls really hurt by losing to us last night. But nevertheless, like, we're all right there. Nothing's concrete. You got to win these games, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going to help y'all out. We are a 500 team.
Yeah.
And then so relax.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. I was on record. I think RJ, you might have even been there too. But people are asking me, and it was like, okay, well, you know, where do you see the Raptors and the Hawks? Like, what do you think they should do? I'm like, they both should tear it the fuck down, man. Like even if we make it to the playoffs, what is this team doing there?
Right.
Because let me tell you something, we ain't getting home advantage. So let's do the math. We're a 500 ball club. Even if we were to fulfill that, and we are away 3 times, and whatever the case is, we are most likely going to win 3 of those games at our best potential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what the bottom line is, tear it down and try to make something out of it next year. You know, like that was the way I looked at it. But you know, it looks like we're both going for it. So.
But I tell you, man, you know, one of the things that I always judge the Atlanta Hawks on, man, last night, man, the boys really did show a lot of effort. But man,
I don't think that's legal.
There's something going on with the Hawks. There's a huge disconnect.
He got the windshield.
Understanding what you can do and what you can't do. And when I say what you can do, if you're efficient in doing something, go to that. Rely on that. Be efficient. Don't rely on.
Said this ain't illegal. Oh, that shit's illegal. Like a motherfucker. It's so dark. You can see in here, but when you get out, look at this motherfucker.
Hey, drop mute yourself.
Shooting the three.
It's like this bitch been black painted.
So why relying on the three if that's what we're deficient at? And Mike, that's what you were talking about. That's low IQ. If I'm struggling with something, I need to rely on something that I'm good at.
That shit, yeah.
You get up on it. That's like Trey getting blocked.
I know that too.
Times in a row.
Hey, drop. Can you mute yourself?
Like that. I want that.
Mute yourself. Drop.
Oh, my bad, fellas.
They say that's like Trey getting blocked 4 times in a row or whatever. That's just low IQ stubbornness right there. But I'm like, boy, you just determined, man. He gonna keep getting blocked. I mean, you gotta give him his credit. That boy Trey got a short memory, man. He don't, he got the attitude and all that. We know that. He definitely ain't lacking it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It just, gotta control it a little bit better than that, man. Down the stretch. Hopefully Quinn.
And that's why I say too, man, I think Snyder can really help him with that, man. I really think Snyder can help him with that. Because he say, hey man, look, we know you the star, but let's lean on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for stars to do that, man. LeBron James has made a career out of that. I'm gonna lean on my superstars. I'm gonna lean on others. Not necessarily superstars, but I'm going to lean on others. And that's one of the things that I think we got to really work on. What Trey has to really work on. But I'm telling you, man, John has to do a better job of just being selfish, man. At a certain point, you got to say, hey, I'm in the paint. I'm going to work.
He too nice, though, bro. Like you seen, I saw this clip from Kevin Herter. Well, one guy had it like kind of clipped up into his YouTube thing because the guy was really talking about Trey overall, and he was saying how stuff is like on Trey in a sense, though. But we ain't gonna get into all of that. But he had a clip from Kevin, which is, I guess Kevin was on some podcast or something else, and he was talking about John Collins. He was like, man, John Collins is the most. He was like, he's the nicest person you'll ever meet. I mean, he was like, he daps up, handshake, yes sir, to everybody. He like, it's the janitor. It don't, he's like, it doesn't matter who it is. And analysts roasting him about after the game how he dapping everybody up, and he talking about how he come from a military family and how he just, John is very structured. He did it like he's respectful, right. And it's like, I don't want to use it as a knock against him or anything, because it's like that is good though, but like within the sport and competitiveness and competition and being on that court, he has to develop a I don't like y'all attitude, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like, and I don't care, if you like me, like, you know what I'm saying? If anything, like we don't care at all. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, I'm gonna get mine and do this. But our bigs do have to become more selfish in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Really not even just our bigs. The entire team outside of our 2 ball dominant guards, right? Trey and DJ. Well, I put Bogey and AJ on their level. Bogey and AJ, when they get the ball, they pretty much gonna do them. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. But everybody else outside of those 4 or whatever, they need to be a lot more confident in themselves and do them. That's why I posed the question last night to Matt and like others, like a system not necessarily going to mean or plays and things or whatever, because I would argue this is why you wouldn't know if Nate was saying certain things, because any true play besides actually an isolation play, because an ISO play, you can do a bunch beforehand, but still get a player isolated. That's when everybody know for sure this play is for this guy. But majority of plays or whatever, it's like options in it. You feel me? It's quote unquote actions and reads and decisions that you have to make. Who's to say that Bogey, Trey, DJ, or even AJ don't basically run through every single basically option or let the play go all the way through. Sometimes John, I feel like he gets the ball or whatever. Yeah, he has the option to do things, but he might continue on with the set or whatever. And then like, bro, you just missed your opportunity in a sense. Because as soon as you pass that thing, the next person, you know what I'm saying, they're like, oh, there's the screen. I'm coming around this. I got a little space. I'm finna pull up. Or I'm about to attack this man off the dribble now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yeah, it's that thing too. Cause like it's like Quinn gonna bring a lot more, I'm pretty sure. But again, though, it's like it's up to the players to like fully execute and make the correct decisions. Because, like I say, he don't have a remote control on the sideline.
Right.
You know,
and it goes
making it
back.
happen
You got to
for
know
them.
your game. You got to know your game, man. If you don't know how your game works, and when I say know your game, each individual player has to know what works for them and what they can rely on. But I'm telling you, man, if John can become, if Quinn Snyder can bring that, hey, man, I'm gonna be you need to be selfish. I think, man, that's really gonna help this basketball team, man. He's gonna have to break because we need John to be the third best player on this team. We need him to be that. If we want to go anywhere, if he's gonna be on the Atlanta Hawks, we need John to be the third best player on this team. And I think Quinn needs to tell him, hey, man, when you get in your paint, you find your shot. You don't always have to kick it out. Especially when you got a smaller defender on you, because there's a lot of times John have a smaller defender on him, and instead, because I hear Neek say it all the time, he's like, "Oh, John needs to go to work on him. He got a mouse in the house." Neek always says, "He got a mouse in the house." John, go to work on him. John to kick it out. And I'm sitting up here like, bro, that when you got a small player on you, you need to make them regret that every time.
It depends. It depends on how he kicking it out, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you, though. I'm not finna say that he shouldn't. But I'm just even within, though. It depends on how he kicking it out, because it is a such thing as, like, reestablishing the post. You feel me? Maybe he got pushed away a little too far, and he want to work back down. So it's like, if he does kick it out, it's just selfish behind perimeter players going about their business the other way and not, you know what I'm saying, still working that or something like that, you know?
Right.
And for me, sometimes, even in clutch times or whatever, bro, it's still on the perimeter guys, dog. Like, you know they on your team. Like, bro, okay, John, like, we gonna make a mismatch. You know how you gonna make this mismatch? They want to switch everything. I see they're switching. Come set this screen, John. You feel me? No. Oh, now, but a lot of times that happen, Trey, DJ, perimeter guys in today's game, they see the mismatch for them. They like, oh, it's the big on me. But if it's a big on you, that means it's a small on your big. But you got to be unselfish to make that entry pass to them. You feel me? And we don't do that on a consistent basis, bro. And it'd be frustrating watching it. But the game is so perimeter oriented now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't fully know if these guys get berated or coaches get on them for not doing it or something like that. I mean, I hope Quinn does, because to me it's basic basketball. You know what I'm saying? And it's more of a chance of you getting the other team in foul trouble too, going to that obvious mismatch like that. But yeah, majority of the time, bro, y'all see it. A big get on Trey. Trey see that as an ISO. Let me take them off the dribble time.
Right.
You feel me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, man, moving forward, man, I like to hire. I want to talk a little bit about Snyder, man. I like to hire Snyder. I think he's gonna bring out some of the best in these boys. But I'm here to tell you right now, man, we've already got rid of the GM. We got rid of the head coach. If this Hawks team does not deceive, bro, you are
Trey
going to blow this up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Trey gonna get traded. Everybody getting traded, bro. That's the only next step. There's no
Mike, you gonna have to do that. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You gonna have to do that, because for one, you know, you can't trade what you trade for Murray and watch him walk out the door. You know, and you just can't. NBA logic just tells you can't do that. So I bring up the point, man. If Trey Young, DeJounte Murray, and them boys, if they can't figure it out in the next 2 to 3 years, you're gonna have to blow this thing up, man, because you got the coach. You got the best coach that was on the market. If these boys can't figure it out, man, you're gonna have to trade everybody, and you're gonna have to start over again. And that'll make that whole Luka Doncic, Trey Young thing look a whole lot worse, man. Make it look.
I'm gonna even add to this. I say right now you look at doing some wholesale changes after this season period.
Oh yeah,
because And look, right now you got to try to win now, right? That's why I said earlier. All right, you kind of like you said, DeJounte, you really can't necessarily trade him, right? Because of what we gave up. Well, I mean, you can. Trey Young, I don't think he should be traded. But anybody else, including the young AJ, JJ, all that, they can get up out here. We ain't got time for it. We need somebody producing at a high level right now, and we need to go get them.
Yeah,
we need to go get somebody, right?
Yeah,
that's my
foot. I agree.
Go ahead.
Just 2-3 seasons ago, though, bro. And well, you know, in the new pack group, so many fans was scared to make moves. I don't want us to repeat that again because Bradley Beal killing us. DeMar DeRozan. So many fans was too scared to let go of Dre, Cam Reddish, shoot, even Kev. You know what I'm saying? I like Kev, but I'll package them boys up to go get a proven who I know all-stars to package with who y'all claiming to be a superstar, bro. Yeah. Like seriously, DeMar DeRozan, Bill. Come on, man. Those are the types, like Foot said earlier, that will really be looking good next to Trey. Because they ain't small at their spots.
No.
Right.
I agree, man. I don't know why people so hell-bent. If you can get me a dude who's going to instantly contribute at a high level, like why wouldn't you do it? I don't give a, just look at these teams, right? Look at the Cavs right now, right? Look at all these teams. A few little tweaks here and there, right? A bold move, right? I mean, you gotta do it. That's how Boston. Number one, that's how Boston create their team, and then they trying to do the same thing in Utah. He got hella picks. Watch out for OKC soon now. Yeah, they got like $50 million down picks.
Hey, that boy Giddey is the truth, man.
Yes, and them young boys playing good because guess what? Guess what? I blow this thing up. I'm gonna get my young boys out there on the court. They're gonna be loose. They're gonna play free. And they're gonna get better.
Yeah. And you know, man, Mike and Foot, man, y'all have said it, bro. Fear is what will hold this team back. And when I say fear, listen, man, anytime you make a trade for any player, nothing is gonna be concrete, nothing is gonna be just perfect. But if there's a star out there to go get, you trade AJ Griffin, you trade Jalen Johnson, you go get a star, man. If it means greatness, you go get it. If it means you have the potential to go get a championship, you go do it, man. You don't run from it. Go do it. You know, because, you know, I know at one point we were all talking about the Pascal Siakam. If we could go get Pascal Siakam, man, listen.
Boy.
If you could go do it, if he's on the market and you got the pieces to go get him, go get him. He's a star. You go get him. You don't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, and Mike, I agree with you, man, because I was looking, people were like, oh, man, Zach LaVine, that's going to cost too much. I don't care about the owner's pockets. I don't care about the owner's pockets. I don't care what he got to spend. Ask Golden State if they care about their pockets. So ask the Celtics if they care about their pockets. Ask the Lakers. Bro, I don't care. If it means bringing in a star and we can win, you go get him. Go get him.
Yep. And I'll add to that. You know, people keep talking about the rest. What's the name? Won't spend no money. Why the hell you gonna go pay a tax for mid-level players? Agreed. That's dumb as hell. Uh-huh. If they bona fide, you know, all NBA, I'm not going to the tax. People tell me, hey, we could have got this. Hell, we went to the tax with the same damn team. This same damn core been together, 3 to 4 years now. It ain't it.
Hey, Foot and Mike, I got to ask y'all this, man. Do we need to resign Sadiq Bey? He's coming up. I think this is his last year, I believe. Do we need to resign? Do the Hawks need to find a way to keep Sadiq Bey?
Go ahead.
I would like for them to. I mean, I would like for them to keep Sadiq Bey. I like him as a piece, man. I like them from afar, you know, with him in Detroit and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a fan of consistently using him and making him small because bringing up girth, like that's Sadiq, really, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. But he can, but he's not girth and a defender when you playing him at the 4. So when you play him at the 4, you you take away his size. I feel like, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
You let him stay on the perimeter in a sense that at the 3 or something like that, then you open up opportunities of him being the bigger player. You know what I'm saying, combined with his offensive ability to score and stuff like that. So, as a piece, an asset, I hope we keep him. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I do like Sadiq Bey. You know what I'm saying?
Gave up a lot for him, though. I mean, what was it? 5 second-round picks we gave up for him?
I mean, yeah, but you know, notoriously as a Hawks fan, bro, I almost don't want a draft pick every year. You feel me? Trade all them hoes. It's like who ain't like who picking them. I mean, we pick Trey. I get that to him, but just historically, bro, come on now. In the second round, who have we picked in the second round? So
I'm with you on that, Mike. As far as them, fuck them picks, right?
Yeah.
Because these number one, these dudes come out too early. 1 through first through second, third, right? Even first round. I mean, first round not a guarantee. Who we drafted in first round?
Right.
Look on our team who picked in the first round.
Yeah.
Right. So one of them ain't even playing right now, getting good to playing time. So I wouldn't even worry about. Do I want to keep it? I would say yes. For me, he's more of a role player.
Yeah.
Right now, and
I like him. And I don't know if y'all agree with this. I like him behind DeAndre Hunter coming off the bench because man, the dude, man, those 3 balls were nice, man. That was something that was missing from our game, from the team as a whole. Here's my thing, though. They talking about Sadiq Bey is looking for the same type of contract that DeAndre Hunter got.
Shit.
I don't know. I don't think he's worth that.
No, not even close. He can ride out.
And if he's looking for that contract, what do y'all say?
Hell no.
That's what I say.
It's not even close, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, right now, man, we need to find the right fit. Right? Quinn is gonna. You on mute, Mike. Quinn. I think Quinn Snyder definitely bring a different perspective. Hey, Mike, you muted, man. If you're trying to talk.
He might be on the phone. Mike.
My bad.
Yeah.
So we need to make some drastic changes in this team. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because this ain't it. I've been saying it all year. I see the effort. I see what's going on. We are who we are.
Yeah.
People need to stop trying to make this team something that it's not. We are a 500 ball team.
Right.
Period. Our record reflects that. Our play reflects that. I don't give a damn what kind of coach you bring in or whatever. We are a 500 ball team as constructed.
Yeah.
As constructed, these are not the dudes as a whole. And that's it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, man, there's some good players out there that can be got at the end of this year that can really elevate this team. There's going to be some stars out there after this season. There are going to be some stars that are not going to like the way that their team has performed. And I think we need to be that team pouncing on that, capitalizing on that. We need to go get that, because one thing that I talk about, man, if the Hawks, you can't win on a budget.
I don't think that's a problem. I really don't. People keep saying that, but and Wrestler came out and said he told us he's not gonna spend just to spend.
Right.
He's gonna spend for something. Right. So here's a free agent, top free agent. You got Kyrie, James Harden, Fred VanVleet, Nikola Vucevic, Jeremy Grant, Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, Christian Wood.
I like Christian Wood.
Draymond Green. I wouldn't pick him up though.
No,
Chris Middleton.
That's a nice veteran presence.
Harrison Barnes, D'Angelo Russell. He's resigning. Al Horford. You know what?
It's some nice prospects out there, man.
So you do that, and then you do that from. I'm just looking at who's available. Bogey got to play an option. He gonna take that shit.
Oh, of course. That's what, $18 million.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind having. Now, I would love to get Chris Middleton. He'll walk in bucket.
Yeah,
and he can defend.
Chris Middleton would be nice, man.
And to be honest, as a bench player, I want Al Horford because his IQ is high as hell.
Yeah, and again,
he can stretch the floor.
Yes, sir.
He got high basketball IQ.
Yes, sir. And the thing, and with that, it comes that veteran presence, knowing how to win, what it takes to win. Hey, bro, look, this dude is hot. I need you to come over here and help me trap this dude. Let's force somebody else to beat us in this game. You know what I'm saying? I think things like that are super important, man. But
Brook Lopez is a free agent.
I like Brook.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what though? When I was looking at Quinn Snyder on the sideline, and you can tell me if you can agree or disagree with this one, man. I think Quinn says, "Hey, man, I got some ideas that's gonna make this team better, man." I think, I can see that intensity in his eye, man. He's like,
he's always been intense. I totally agree.
I think dude already said in his mind, like, "Hey, look, I got something for this, man. I got something for this team. We gonna make some splashes, man." Because I think he just did, because I like the relationship he has with Kyle Korver, and I like the relationship he has with Landry, and I think those guys are going to be on the same page, and I think they're going to really find a way to get the guys in that's going to make this team better. Because coming up in this free agency, man, like you were reading them names off, man, it's a lot of guys out there that can come in right now and elevate this team.
And that's what we need. We need that.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
So speaking of Ryan and Pockets on the chat, we ain't built around Trey yet. We haven't built no team around Trey.
Right.
We just got a bunch of young guys. This team had never been built around Trey. And plus, his value is not dropping. That's far from the case.
No.
Who's doing 27-10 in this league?
Not very many. Not very many.
Who? No, at the guard, nobody. Really.
Nobody. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, nobody.
I know Trey still needs to get the game get better, but he came in pretty much 25-9, right?
Yeah, he did.
I ain't got no, we don't need to trade him. I ain't even tripping. If you give me those numbers, consistently,
I can't argue with that.
I ain't gonna get rid of you. I don't care what else you're doing. You can argue with the radio guy or whatever. You don't have to send them. You give me those numbers, you're doing your job.
Oh, most definitely.
For me, it's about what you're doing on that court. You can nitpick any player in this league, but you can't nitpick on 27-10. I don't care. You're supposed to be killing me with that. Ain't no nitpicking that. Because if you look at it, if you set his stuff against anybody else, ain't nobody different.
Right. And I tell you,
you say efficiency. Look at the efficiency of everybody else.
Yeah.
So people keep talking about this efficiency. Look at everybody else. I don't lay the numbers side by side. Well, I'm an analytics guy.
Yeah.
Right? But it only means so much.
Right.
I go by what I see on the court.
Right.
So, so we ain't built nothing around Trey. We ain't built this team yet because this ain't it.
Oh, no. But I think Snyder has a plan, man. If you don't trust in the front office, I trust Snyder, man. I'll say that.
Yeah. Snyder was a good pickup. I think the changes were made, and now stuff is settled down. They got a quality guy who they have to listen to now.
Right.
They have to listen to Snyder because what they've been doing ain't working.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure Snyder probably said, "Look, man, I need to make some decisions, or assistant that or something, or whatever." Right? Yeah, Murray was for Trey, but you need more than that.
Yeah.
You need more than that. Not just one dude. We gotta make some changes.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So it'll be interesting. I'm writing off this year. We make some noise. I'm all for it. But we are a 500 team. Ain't nothing gonna change until the personnel change.
Right. I agree with that. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I said I pretty much agree. I mean, I just hoping and thinking that they'll get to the playoffs and make some noise and stuff like that though. But it'll be interesting to see what Quinn does over the offseason, man, to tweak the roster or get it to where he wants it to be. Yeah, like you said, I mean, I'm happy that Trey took some responsibility for last night, and I hope that yeah, Quinn is here doing what we need him to do in a sense with these guys, because somebody needs to like break it all the way down to its plainest form to get Trey to understand what it is that he need to do, to close out games. It's maturity, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing he has another point guard. It's a point guard who played at Duke. He's been to big time games and that such and everything like that. Nate was a point guard, but Nate was just a little different. That's all it is. But now he got a second. He got another point guard who's been through it. But he got another point guard who's been through it or whatever. So it's like should be able to help him understand. And another I mean, it's tough, man, because people got to know this too, and I'm trying to be careful with it because I'm not knocking Trey, but Trey got to understand that he got to find a balance with this, because literally everyone else, and then we get into this little duel, which is okay. I'll admit it's gonna kind of come down to it. If it's a close game, it's gonna come down to a star battle duel or whatever. But like most of the nights or whatever, it's not the point guard. You feel me? Like that's why I always say basketball not really created for your point guard to be the leading scorer.
You're right.
You feel me? Like Bradley Beal and Kuzma, those are their wing players and scorers. Like that's kind of how it's created. Even though Bill had the ball at the top of the key and he doing the stuff, but that's more so how the game is fitting created or whatever. So it kind of throws things out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay for your wing guy to be ball dominant because they don't have to get the ball. The point guard can choose when to give it to them. You feel me? And when it happens and kind of control it a little bit. So it's a little bit more okay. And then two is literally titled shooting guard. Like, so when you get that, you're supposed to shoot it. You know what I mean? Or you're supposed to go score. You feel me? So it just that's a little, like, I guess, food for thought, you know what I'm saying, with things and everything like that. It's just like, yeah, man, we gotta find a way to where, like I think it's like Trey gonna score, man. He really is. I'm not saying that we don't need him to score, but he has to mature.
We don't need him to score as much.
Yeah, we don't need him to score as much during closing moments.
We had the wing players to do it.
Winning plays isn't always Trey shooting. He just gotta understand that. He gotta understand that he has so much power being the point guard. He really does. He has so much control and power being that guy. Even DJ has to understand that as well, because DJ get into his modes as well or whatever of just getting his and doing his. Oh, we need a bucket. They think let I go get it. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like trusting his teammates and setting some others up and everything like that. There's ways for y'all to make sure we get a bucket still. So it's more ways to that. Y'all are the guards, and I feel like that contributes to standing around. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, because like what the time is already as a teammate too. It's like, well, shoot, they about to kind of do what they do. So let me just kind of stay over here and space out for them, whatever. And then I mean, I don't know. But again, hopefully Quinn Snyder cures all of that stuff, man. It's not gonna happen by Friday. Like I know Matt was trying to say stuff like some stuff is gonna be better or whatever. But
it takes time. It takes time.
It's gonna take time.
It's gonna take time. I mean. Yeah, and I'm not expecting too much from him, but I would be watching to see how he teaches this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's definitely what we do. You know what I'm saying? I know I said a lot with Nate and everything. They're like, man, he used to play because they are pros, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's no more combating the inevitable, the obvious. These boys need a teacher. They need a teacher and somebody like they're a college team. They are. It is what it is. So they need that, and hopefully Quinn's that guy.
Right, exactly.
And I agree. I agree with that 100%, man. One of the things I will say though, if there's a good in this game, I know a lot of us don't like to hear more victories, but one thing I will say, I like the intensity that the Hawks came out with.
Agreed.
They came out. This team, they were laser focused. Now it fell off towards the end. I can admit that, but this team was focused. Guys were hustling. I didn't see Trey Young crying when he got fouled. He ran back down the court to get back on defense. I think that might be a little bit of Quinn Snyder coming out in that football team, in that basketball team, man. I like the intensity. The defense
But
was
they in
tough.
tryout mode, RJ.
Huh?
Say they in tryout. They
Yeah,
trying out
that's
really
I just
the,
said
the
that's what
rest
it
of
is.
the season.
Quinn said he ain't really did nothing.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, oh yeah.
And if you look at it, right, if you look at it overall, and I was thinking about it as I watched the game, you know, last night, later, overall, like you said, all that stuff was there, right? It wasn't I ain't had no complaint. Washington just was it last night.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Kuzma doing some shit we ain't really never seen him do consistently, right?
Right.
So, I mean, you know, and then again, Bradley Beal for the closeout. You ain't stopping that shit. So, towards the end, some things could have been done differently, but overall, Washington played this team tough the whole night. Mm-hmm. And plus, a lot of people ain't talking about this. They were a matchup problem overall. Yeah. They were a matchup problem. And sometimes that's just how it is. It's bad matchup. Just like we match up very well in Milwaukee.
Yeah. You know, that is so funny, man, because I watch good teams that are better than us struggle with Milwaukee.
Hey, y'all over there, I gotta get up out of here though.
All right, man. Take it.
We'll holler at you, Mike.
Hey, but man, you know what though, man? You hit the nail on the head though, man, because I tell you, I've seen so many teams that are better than the Hawks struggle with Milwaukee. For whatever reason, man, the Hawks give Milwaukee.
We match up well.
Hits. We get Milwaukee, and they the best team in our conference. We get them fits, man.
But can't beat Charlotte.
Yeah, but can't beat Charlotte.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Fellas, hey, I'm finna wrap up the show, my guys. Hey,
I gotta go pick up.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna do this again tomorrow, family. Morning show.
No doubt, man. Y'all take it easy.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Make sure y'all tapping in.
Yeah, sir.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody who came through on the panel. Remember, hey, this is a Hawks channel, fan channel for the fans, by the fans. If you got something to say, you want to be heard, that's why we dropped the link, player. Come on up here and speak your piece, man. But it's your boy. We up out of here. Y'all stay up, man. Hawks up.